you see Nigel Farage's latest rant about Ben Habib, about Rupert Lowe, about Tommy Robinson? What I can't understand is, about Farage, he's just had a historic, as he keeps telling us, election win. So why is he so scared of of Ben and Rupert and Tommy? Ben and Rupert and Tommy aren't even actually working together. Ben and Rupert are working together a bit, but Tommy's not involved. Tommy's in prison. He's a political prisoner. Nigel, that's what you should be talking about. You should be talking about the unjust treatment of Tommy Robinson, not wittering on like some crazed old mad professor about Ben Habib, Rupert Lowe and Tommy. What concern are they of yours? They, all of them, supported you at the last election. One of them got elected to Parliament. The other one got put in a duff seat, surprise, surprise. And Tommy put the full force of his movement behind you. And Nigel, you've got to understand one thing. When Tommy gets out of prison, and you've got to understand one thing, Tommy understands strategy. And Tommy, the strategy we're working on with the pledge, with Uniting the Kingdom, with the bringing together of diverse groups of people to mix together and to be friendly, with the Christianization of the movement. Tommy understands all that. Tommy gets all that. And that's Tommy's strategy. What's your strategy, Nigel? What you're doing is you've ridden the crest of a wave. You saw the demo that we did in London on the 1st of June. And you thought, I need to be in on that. You've seen the momentum that Tommy's got. You've seen the popularity and you fear it. You could embrace it. You could say, right, Tommy, let's work together. Let's do this together. Let's make a go of this. Let's save the country and bring all those diverse pieces of the jigsaw together. You could do that, Nigel. In fact, you are the biggest block towards getting our country back. It's not the Labour Party. It's not the Conservative Party. It's not the Lib Dems. It's you, Nigel. And the way you behaved towards Tommy, towards Ben, and towards anyone that shows any dissent. Tommy's never showed any dissent, by the way. Tommy actually supported you in the last general election, asked his supporters to vote for you. And he's got a lot of followers. Millions of followers. Without a shadow of doubt. I think he's over 1 million on Twitter. So, you're doing this out of fear, Nigel. And I'm going to tell you something. Because of what you've done, because of what you and Yusuf have done, your party needs to be dismantled before the next election. Brick by brick. I'm not talking about your party offices. But there needs to be a demolition squad goes into reform and tears it to the ground. A bulldozer needs to go through your party structures. You need to have a democratic party that will actually work, that welcomes all the other pieces of the jigsaw in. And unless you do that, you will be removed and you will be replaced. And what Ben Habib says is right, and people keep criticising Ben for continually going on about the democratisation of the party. You are not democratising your party. You're solidifying control. You're making sure that it's impossible for anybody to get their hands on your organ of power. Well, personally, I wouldn't want to. However, what does need to happen, if Farage won't step down, if Farage won't get out of the way, he needs to be removed, he needs to be replaced, reform needs to be removed, reform needs to be replaced, and everybody that's good in reform needs to get behind whatever that mechanism is, whether it's UKIP, whether it's Ben Habib, whether it's the SDP, whether it's, which is my preferred option, an amalgamation of the three. I would love to see the SDP, Reform and UKIP working very, very closely together, if not amalgamating to make some sort of super right-wing party that's based on Christian values and common sense. That's what I'd like to see happen. But Farage isn't the answer. I'm sorry, I've said it time and time again. I said this about Boris Johnson in 2019. We had a Free Tommy demo outside the BBC and I made a speech. I said, you cannot trust Boris Johnson. He will not deliver what he says he's going to deliver. He's not what he seems. And I feel exactly the same about Nigel Farage. I was right about Boris, and I know I'm right about Nigel. So move over, Nigel. Let Ben and the boys and UKIP and the SDP have the keys to the door and step aside. And all the good people in Reform jump ship, because Reform, unfortunately, will hit an iceberg and it will go down. See you all soon.